with will suddenly make contact with you, or that the parent who has not understood you for 20 years will somehow in the next few days understand you, or that the argument that you won't speak up and take your side in will suddenly solve by itself, that things will get better on their own, is just wishful thinking. That's what we're going to talk about, making things get better and realizing that nothing gets better on their own. I want you to call in because I want to make... It's not difficult to see why people get into this rut, believing that things will get better on their own. They get into that rut because they're afraid. And they're afraid if they stand up for what they believe, that the other person will reject them. Isn't that the truth? It's a matter of self-esteem. The other person isn't being the way you want them to be about you. They're not listening to your feelings. They're not paying attention to what you say. The situation is difficult because you cannot be free in it. That's what we call a difficult situation. Any situation which is not permitted to be yourself is a difficult situation. If you're simply allowed to be yourself in the situation is fine because you're terrific. You're good. Things are going to work out. But once you have to be something other than yourself, things don't work out. What are those situations when you don't have to be yourself? Well, those are the situations in which you're withholding feelings. Generally, the feeling that you withhold is the feeling of being hurt. You haven't spoken up to a previous hurt, so that when you get into the situation with a person, you're holding back anger. Hurt ages poorly. It becomes anger over a moment. As soon as you feel the pain and don't express it, the pain becomes resentment. Anger is nothing more than resentment over being hurt. That's what anger is. So the situation that you believe is going to get better will only get better till you release the anger. And releasing the anger in a situation without expressing the hurt behind the anger is always a bad policy. Just standing there and say, I'm angry. You know, the other person says, well, I'm angry too. Let's fight. Fighting doesn't get anything done. It just alienates the two of you. The way you make it better is to say, I've been hurt. And you speak about your hurt. You get the other person's attention and you say, not accusatorily, not angrily. You just say, I'm feeling pain. I feel so hurt and disappointed over the way this relationship has gone. This is not what I signed on for. I must be a fool. I am tolerating such a level of abuse here that it's my job to speak up for myself, and I just haven't done it. I don't think enough of myself. I've not been the good person to myself. It's not your fault. You treat me the way I allow you to treat me. It's not what you call me, but what I answer to that's so important. And I have permitted such overwhelming trespass on my sense of person here. It's my fault. It's not going to get better until I say, ouch, I don't like this. I won't be treated this way. Your life, my friends, is going to go along the bumpy, hard, difficult road where you cannot be yourself until you make a declaration of your self-worth. What are you waiting for, by the way? I mean, do you think that someone is going to change if they are aware that you are not going to stand up for your rights? People do whatever they can get away with. That's what the nature of insincerity is. But people are not insincere by nature. They're insincere by cowardice. It's very easy to get along and to do things your way. The person who abuses you is also being abused, probably by you. You know, think about that for a minute. If you don't stand up for your rights, it means you're harboring a great deal of anger at the other person. If you don't express your hurt, it means you're bottled up with an emotion, and whatever that emotion is, it doesn't allow love to flow through you. So the other person, although you're complaining of being hurt and don't express it, the other person probably feels unloved because you're not loving these days. You're filled up with bottled up feelings, and those bottled up feelings prevent you from giving. So the situation gets compacted. It gets like tough soil that just will not be broken up. You've got to let the hurt out and let the other person know the truth of your emotions. If you're feeling hurt, there is no love behind the feeling. If you're feeling hurt, you are just filled with anger and you cannot be giving. You want to make your life better? don't believe that things are going to get better on their own. They won't get better on their own. They only get worse on their own. As a matter of fact, they may get calmer because you stop feeling the love and you get dead inside, or you have an affair, or you run into another job, or you start doing drugs, or you start gambling or some other foolishness. And it is foolishness. Because the truth is that if you said, I hurt, I want to be taken care of as a person, and this is how I feel, you would be given the true feelings that you need to make it in life and feel good about yourself. It all comes down to loving, giving, being loved, and accepting. And that means you have to say ouch when you feel your pain, and don't expect that things will get better till the moment you do.